G Money.
Yo.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Feeling all right, you know?
I feel good, man.
How you doing? How's the family? Everybody good? What happened? What's going on?
Yeah, you always... All right, go ahead. Get your rocks on.
Ain't nothing. I'm chilling, man.
Get your rocks on, bro. What's
today.
up with you, bro?
I'm chilling today,
Why do you
man.
do that to play around with people? Pause.
I'm chilling today, that's all. What's up?
I feel good, man. Thank you for the hard drive, man.
That's what she said.
Oh, that was good. That was real good. The hard drive. Okay. Thanks for the device that we able to store footage on.
Yo. Working, man. I'm excited, man. I'm excited
too. How's the family?
Family's good.
I always ask about my nephew. What's up with
School is in session, man.
Is it hard for you? A lot of parents are so angry with remote learning.
Look at his face. He said, "Woo, man." I mean, it's you got to get like a little flow. You know what I'm saying? Once you get a flow, it's not too bad, but it's still like you're in class with them, so you got to be there. You can't, because once you walk away from them, they start playing with toys. They start running around. So you got to sit there with them and like you in class too. You know what I'm saying? So
man, I want to shout you out, man. You are, shout out to all the great dads out there, and shout out to you, man. You are a 24/7 dad.
Thank you.
We don't want to take anything away from his mom. You know what I mean? But you are 24. You really invested in your son, and you got to get the respect that you deserve.
Thank you.
I don't think people know how you're a DJ, a podcast host, but on top, like your son is the number one priority. I watch you grow into an amazing father, and I'm impressed. I got 3, you have 1, and I know how it is. But you juggle it. You make it happen. So I definitely want to salute you. It's always been on my mind to salute you, but I think that you need to get the credit. I mean, you do your homework. You did, because you have sacrificed a lot of stuff for your son, and to me, that earned my respect there. So, a round of applause for yourself.
Oh man, wow! First time for me. Look at
that. Yeah. A lot of fathers are not.
Shout out to all the fathers though. That's there though. You know what I'm saying?
Word. I don't know how you do. How did you, just real quick, before we get to our guest, I wanted to ask, like, how were you able to make that adjustment? What did you put in your mind to make that adjustment?
Well, I mean, growing up, I see people, it's usually like the dads who are not there a lot of times, and the mothers are always more present. And I have friends, I have people that I know who, some guys put the work in, some of them don't, and I just see like I would feel bad personally if I'm not there for his like first steps, his first time dribbling the ball, riding a bike. So it's like I want to be there for all of that. So I try my best to be there for all of those moments. So it's just that, and then my parents be on me too. So it's like, even if I try to slip up and be like, I'm hanging out, they're like, yo, you got a son too. Like, don't be trying to every night going crazy. He needs you to be. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So they still on me now. Like I'm their little baby. You know what I'm saying? So they don't let me slack off for nothing. So just those two things really. But he really looks up to me. He really wants to be around me a lot. So he called me his big brother. So it's like I'm like, yo, I'm your father, bro. He's like, no, you my bro, man. I'm like, yo, listen. So it's that kind of bond, you know what I'm saying? So got to keep it. Ain't no choice, man.
Man, salute to you, man. I think that is definitely, and I appreciate you sharing that with us. We watch. A lot of people don't know. They ask it. A lot of people don't know how hands-on and how difficult the job is. Not saying you have a difficult job, but we're just talking about the podcast because it's just hands-on. This is a lot for us. You DJing is your job.
Yeah.
That's your bread and butter.
Yeah.
Then you have your son, and you make it work.
Yeah.
You're there. You're a teacher. You pick him up from school. I have yet to, and we know your parents is on deck, but you want to be hands-on. There's been times that you came like, I can't. I gotta do something, or I'm bringing my son with me. Like, you make sacrifices for your son, so you gotta get
some days, like even today was kind of tough. I'm leaving. He was like, "Where you going?" I'm like, "I got a podcast." He's like, "Again?" Yeah. Like, me hearing that, I'm like, "Damn, I want to stay home now." I feel like I'm doing too much, but we gotta come. We gotta come work, man.
I know you said that. Yeah.
So he's like, "You gotta go to podcast again. Which one? The picky eater thing or with Flip?" I'm like, "The Flip one." He's like, "Okay, all right, well." All right, see when you get back. But I just feel like, damn, I'm leaving again. I'm feeling like, oh, so.
And he like, and it's so crazy that he is like the opposite of who you are, meaning that he will be more when he's on stage in the crowd. You know what I'm saying?
He's more outgoing. He's more outgoing than
outgoing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're outgoing. But
I am, but I'm a lot more reserved. Like I'll do something You know what I'm saying? But I'll chill, and he's like all day, like, what's up? Like he's
San Antonio when he did San Antonio, right?
San Diego.
San Diego.
Close enough.
Yeah, when he did that. And I thought it was dope. But yeah, salute. But let's get to our
Let's
guest.
do it,
Shout out
let's
to
do it.
Dawson, shout out to family. And
Dawson's World. What up, Dawes?
G Money,
Yo.
episode 170. We made it. We got a special guest.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Now, do we put the Billy in front, or we could just say Bathgate? What
Nah,
can
you
we
can
do?
say Bathgate. You can say Bathgate.
My man, Bathgate in the building. What's up, man? Welcome.
Yeah,
What's good, man? Thanks for having me, man. I really
Harlem in the
appreciate
building,
it.
yes?
You already know.
Ooh.
You already know, man.
You know what that means.
You know what that.
Yeah, I know what that means. The
No, I mean,
viewers,
he's
the viewers know what that means already.
But he's reserved, though. He's reserved. He cool. He's
It's
so.
all right, man.
So, you know, that's what how we do it, you know. You know what I mean?
See, I'm telling you.
See me, you know.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean? We just be cool like that, you know what I mean?
Welcome, man. Well, we want
Thanks,
to
man.
welcome you to Flip the Script, and appreciate you being so patient. You know what I mean? Welcome.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, man. Like,
You know, first of all, I want to ask personally, where the name Bathgate came from.
well, Bathgate came from one of my homies. Like, be honest with you, like, we all had like these ill names, right? Like, so it kind of like started in high school, like around the Wu-Tang Purple Tape. So when you listen to the skits and on the Purple Tape, like it's one skit where they all got like these AKA Wily Fingers, this and that, blah blah. So my man was like, "Yo, we gotta get some type of names or whatever." So we all like took like mafia names. So my man was Bugsy Grams or Capone, and I was Bathgate. It just stuck with me, you know what I'm saying? And it worked, and it was like, you know what, I'm gonna use that, like, and it just went on from there. Like it just stuck.
I read somewhere it was inspired by a novel or something like that. It came from the name Bathgate came from a certain
Nah,
novel.
Bathgate was a real person. He was a gangster. He worked for Dutch Schultz. You know what I'm saying? Like he was Dutch Schultz, like driver, and then he actual gangster. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he was a gangster. So I guess I took on that because he was like when my man told me, my man was like, he was the gangster with like the young face, baby face, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So they was like, yo, that works for you. Like, you don't really look a day older than 18, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, so we gonna run with that. So I just ran with Bathgate, and it just stuck, like, cause like I had a rap name that was super corny, like, and we all had these little tag names and all that. We would just tag up on the wall, and then after a while, I just became Bathgate, and it just stuck all through high school, you know what I'm saying?
What? Tell us about your childhood. Like, bring us back to, you were born in Harlem.
Born and raised in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Born in Harlem Hospital. Used to live on the east side. Grew up on the west side, 133rd in Amsterdam. Spent some time in Enos Francis. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with Harlem, but Enos Francis is on 7th Avenue, and Manhattanville is on Amsterdam on the west side. They both on the west side, but it's 7th, and then it's Amsterdam all the way across town and all that. So, you know what I mean? Like, I come from a family of music, you know what I'm saying? My uncle is Mike C from the Fearless 4, and my other uncle, L.A. Sunshine from the Treacherous 3. So I was always around hip hop then, you know what I'm saying? So it was like natural to pick up the pen and start crafting, you know what I'm saying? Because I got to see them since I was like 5, 6 years old, like seeing them seeing them do their thing. Actually, I was in my first rap video when I was like 8 years old. You know what I'm saying?
What video was that?
Kumo D video called No Respect. I would like to say I'm the first rapper to get on a skateboard before Skateboard P and Lupe Fiasco.
You know that, right?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But yeah, joint's called No Respect. Kumo D is like family to me too. So he from the hill, so that's right, like that's in the same backyard, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was always around it, just seeing them do their thing, it inspired me to do my thing. Me and my god brother, it's like my first friend, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we was rapping, my man Bugsy Grams and my boy Ron Thomas, we was all rapping like our little rap crew. You know what I'm saying? And we just was we all from the same building. So we all just be in the hall and we just be, just writing and flowing and getting it together, and it just kept going, you know what I'm saying? So I've been doing this since like 13.
Yo, I see you in the video.
Yeah, it's like 8 years old.
You on the skateboard, yeah.
Oh wow.
Look at you, man.
First rap check, everything. I got a check for it and everything.
Really?
Yeah, like
Oh damn.
wasn't much. It was a couple $100, but
Not, at that time, even
at
still,
that
that's
time,
still.
elementary school, you go to school, fresh Jordans and you know what I'm saying, new clothes, and everybody seen you on video music boxes, big.
Shout out Uncle Ralph.
Yeah, word. Shout out to Uncle Ralph. Word.
So can you tell us, get into your parents? Tell us about your parents, mom and dad.
Well, my pops is originally from Oakland, California. He came up in the old Black Panther time. You know what I'm saying? He was a part of that movement. He moved back. He moved out here, met my mom's, and I believe, I don't know if I got the story right, but I know they met in like a bar or whatever. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But my mom's is, she's in like the church. You know what I'm saying? So like most black mothers, coming up in the hood, like you have that one parent that's in the church and one parent that's kind of like, I'm gonna be home, smoke my little marijuana, I'm good, I'm chilling. My pops is that, so it was like the opposite. But you know what I'm saying? I grew up in that, and that's about it when it come down to my parents and this and that. But you know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of time like with my friends and outside. Like my pops made sure, like, because my older brother was out already and my uncles were already doing their thing, he wanted to keep me around, you know what I'm saying, around boys. So I was growing up around girls. So he was like, yo, get outside, get rough, you know what I'm saying, go outside. So he would just let me be. So I stayed outside, like, like playing basketball or rapping or fighting, and you know what I'm saying, like just the normal stuff you do when you growing up in the hood, you know what I'm saying. So that's pretty much it, you know what I mean.
Yeah, so.
What kind of kid were you though? Like, you were a troublemaker? Were you the guy that people bullied a lot, or what
Nah. I fought a lot. I felt like when I was young, I fought a lot because I was always small. You know what I'm saying? Or it was either I'm fighting because somebody was trying to pick on me because I was small. My boy was fighting for me, or we just were fighting. We always fought. You know what I'm saying? And that era was cool. Like it was nothing for everybody to just scrap. You know what I'm saying? Like throw your hands. You had to
right.
you had to do that, or you was gonna be fool. You was gonna be a punk. You was gonna be teased. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I always had that respect because I ain't take no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? But but I was never a bully. I never got bullied. I'm never gonna play like I was the biggest gangster, nothing like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Everybody did they thing when they was outside. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing different.
Did you get in a lot of trouble young, or you just?
Yeah, I got into some trouble young. You know what I'm saying? You get put on, you get hooked up to introduced to the street. You know what I'm saying? So a part of my evolution and growing up. You know what I'm saying? So you get introduced to certain stuff. So yeah, I got introduced to certain things that I probably didn't need to. It wasn't like I needed to do it. I got homies that grew up by themselves. You know what I'm saying? They was already in juvenile or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I just got a part of it because it was like a part of my environment. You know what I'm saying? I know that's cliche to say, like you're a product of that your environment, but it's pretty much the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I got a part of that for and then now I got into some trouble in high school. You know what I'm saying, with possession or whatever. I got in trouble that broke my mom's heart. With that, but slap on the wrist. And then you once you nothing, no real accountability for it, you just keep doing what you're doing because this is what you're used to and you get accustomed to it. You know what I'm saying? So. And that was like part of our everyday, just being outside in the street. So whatever happened in the street, just you kind of got introduced to it. You got brought into it. You know what I'm saying?
Possession of a firearm or possession?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
That's what.
Nah. I had drugs. Weed.
What high school you went to?
I went to graphic arts.
Graphic arts. You graduated from there?
Yeah, I graduated from graphic arts.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, weed. Was you smoking or you was in the streets?
Nah, I was selling it.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's not go too far. You know what I'm saying? You never know. My moms might see this.
My love, no.
But nah, yeah, I got arrested in school for possession. You know what I'm saying? Them damn car canal buckles. The metal detectors go off, and I had the bags with staples in it. You know what I'm saying? So like. It went off. I told the security guard, who I ain't gonna say his name, but he knew what time it was, and he still like went through my pockets and exposed it and everything, and it's like, yo, bro.
Like, you ain't gonna word? He's supposed to be cool?
He was cool. He knew. He copped.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So it didn't make sense for him to do that day. It was like caught me off guard. Like, yo, what you doing? Like, you know, I might have some. I said, yo, it's just the buckles. Yo, it's just the buckles. And he was just like, I gotta go through your pocket. I'm looking at him like, no, you don't. You ain't never had to do that before. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I play ball for graphics as well. I went there with other rappers. You know, shout out to my man Cartier. He went to graphics too.
Okay.
A lot of my man Tech went to graphics from Smith and Wesson.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of few rappers that that went to that school. You know what I'm saying?
Who else did you grow up with in Harlem like that you might know of in the industry?
Everybody, bro. I mean, everybody from Harlem World. Everybody from Mace, Big L. I remember first time I met Big L was at a cypher and rhyming for him. I was just so excited to rhyme for him because I was like, yo, that's Big L. Like he was our like Jay-Z, like, you know what I'm saying, like our big dog, you know what I mean? So like Big L, you know what I'm saying, Black Rob, they all cool people with me, you know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes. My man Fats, who put me on, you know what I'm saying? He's actually first to put me on my first mixtape, you know what I'm saying? Like with Ron G. He was already doing his thing early. And him and my man Future from BBO. Shout out to BBO. Not sure if y'all familiar with BBO. You know, that's a crew that Mace and Blinky.
I heard who was talking about BBO before up here. Somebody was saying they was a part of BBO. We had a guest up here from Harlem that said that. Told us about BBO. I don't remember, but yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, so like when I was in junior high school, this is what all you heard was the BBO tapes, BBO freestyles, and then Mace started. Mace and Big L was part of the Children of Corn and Can. So yeah, I was always like influenced by my surroundings, influenced by my backyard. You know what I'm saying? And plus me and like Jewels used to be really, you know what I'm saying? Like we used to be really tight. Jewels was from up the hill. He's from 151st. I'm from 133rd. So I used to always go up and down that. You know what I'm saying? Plus, certain mutual people that we knew. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, me and Jewels used to be in his crib, writing and shit like that together. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So when did you start? Because you grew up in a family of music. When did you start rapping?
I started rapping like I was 12 years old, 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of rappers that came from my block. You know what I'm saying? Alone. You know what I'm saying? So, my man Fats, who was already on, he was doing music with Ron G and S.N.S. And he would take me to like S.N.S. would let us record at the end of his sessions. You know what I'm saying? So we used to be in Pearl Jam, Studio Pro Jam. I think it's Pearl Jam up on 145th in Amsterdam, and we would record at the end of the session back when you used to use the real tape. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no DAT. It was like a real, like, you know what I'm saying? Super old, like, and we used to get busy. We was getting our wrecking. You know what I'm saying? And then I used to, I grew up with guys like my man Tom Giss. You know what I'm saying? I had other cats, like we used to all spar with each other, battle each other, you know what I'm saying, get busy. It was nothing like what's going on now, like, but it was like, the ciphers were like sparring matches, you know what I'm saying? Like, who had the best rhymes, who had the slickest metaphors, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like set up and designed the way like the battle market is now, like, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to them, like they got that shit like boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish we knew what they knew then. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was they took that shit to another level. Like, Loaded Lux and all them. You know what I'm saying? Murder Move and all them. Like, they made that like WWE or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was smart. You know what I'm saying? We didn't think of that back in the day.
Let me ask a question. When you were younger and you were surrounded with all the rappers that a lot of them we know, who did you feel that would have at a young age that would make it? Like, sometimes you're young, like, who do you say, yo, he gonna make it, or he'll make it, or who was younger doing it that you was around or that you seen that you felt like was gonna make it and that made it?
That made it?
Yeah.
I guess I would say, I mean, I don't know if I felt like, yeah, this person's gonna make it. I kind of felt like I was confident in Jewels. I felt like he had the perfect like setup. You know what I'm saying? I felt like him with Cam was perfect. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we already knew that Cam was established, you know what I'm saying? And like him starting the Diplomats was like really big, you know what I'm saying? Or when May started All Out, like it was, these are really big movements and big moments. The Diplomats movement was a little more longevity, you know what I'm saying? It went longer, but you know what I'm saying? I was confident that he would, you know, succeed. I felt like, you know, like from my backyard, people I knew I could talk to and touch, like, yo, what's up? Like, what's good? Like, you know what I'm saying? When Joel's got his deal, he would come through and we, you know, chill on the block and scoop me and go to this, and we was doing things together, you know, me, Joel's, Uncasa, you know what I'm saying? So we go back, you know what I'm saying? We go back, you know what I mean?
Was he nice when he was younger?
Who, Joel's? Yeah, I think we all got busy, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you had to be. You couldn't, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't talk that because we from Harlem, we talk, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a part of our makeup, you know what I mean?
Facts.
So it's like you couldn't talk that if you wasn't nice, if you didn't get busy, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, hell yeah, Joel's was nice, you know what I'm saying? Uncasa, my man Fats, my man Tom Giz. It's a lot of, we got a lot of talent out there, man. Even down to like Murder Mook, Loaded Lux, some monsters. You know what I'm saying?
Who is Fats? Who is he?
Fats, Fats the Governor. That was his name. You know what I'm saying? He's still doing his thing. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He was signed to Roddy Jerkins. You know what I mean? For a short minute, he was like I said, he put me on my first Ron G tape. You know what I'm saying? I never forget that because it was like, that's when the mixtapes was at its highest. Yeah. Niggas would go to the Music Hut and to see what the newest mixtape that dropped. You know what I'm saying? And Ron G had that on Smash.
Ron G.
Word. So shout out to Ron G. Like, legend. Ron G giving me our shot. I remember us, I think we had did a freestyle over 4321, I think the LL record or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. And that shit was like, I remember my heart beating out of my chest, like, nah, I can't wait to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then it was crazy because the Music Hut was having a show, like a show, like an open mic. They had invited other acts from around the neighborhood or whatever to perform. Mm-hmm. And I remember we were supposed to perform, and then some cat came through to perform and like kind of like shut it down. And the cat was Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the first time I ever froze up. Like, he had performed 22 Twos, and I was like, damn, yo, we got to go behind that, B. Like, and it was like, nah, I got to go back and write. Like, that inspired me to really get nice. You know what I'm saying? Because the way he controlled the crowd, it was different than just rapping in a circle and you just cipher, you know, in a cipher or you battling. It was like the crowd control, how he was, you know, to stop and break, and how he controlled it, how he carried the two for a whole verse, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was impressive to me, you know what I'm saying? At a young age, like.
So seeing him for the first time and you know, seeing what he does, you know, what he did that day, how much did that inspire your career and you know, maybe inspire your sound after that? Cause people did say that you sound like Jay-Z at one point.
Yeah, see, all right, let me explain that. I would say he inspired me. I don't think he inspired my sound. Okay. Because I don't think we were rapping the same way. I just think that at the time, if you think about it, I know somebody gonna be mad at me about this, but if you look at Big L's style and you look at Jay-Z style, their styles were similar too. I'm not saying that Jay-Z took L, but I'm definitely not saying L took J either, but they styles were similar, like, meaning like the wittiness, the stop, the punchline, the cleverness. It wasn't like everybody else was rhyming. Like, you know, Jay used to do that fast shit and kind of stop, and like L was doing that shit too. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I wouldn't say because I wasn't rhyming like that. I just was trying to be as clever because I felt like, you know, I came up with Fab and 50 and Joel's, you know, like, you know, like that. So it was like, what can I do to stand out? You know what I'm saying? So everybody was being compared to somebody at that time. You know what I'm saying? Fab was being compared to Mace. So, you know what I'm saying? Et cetera, et cetera. So everybody was being compared to somebody at that time. I felt like I got the worst of it, at least to me, because of who I was running with, who at the time I was signed to. So I was signed to G and Hip Hop, to their production deal. So they were Rockefeller dudes. So I was around nothing but Rockefeller dudes. You know what I'm saying? Opening up for Bleak and doing all this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was probably like, I don't know if it was like influenced because I was around them. And then we were also using the same producers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was using Just Blaze. You know what I'm saying? Before Jay. But the people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they thinking, all right, he sound like Jay because boom, 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 boom. But it's like, Jay didn't even have no Just Blaze beats at first. I had Just Blaze beats at first. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, all right, he
You
heard
had Kanye first too, right?
Kanye too. You know what I'm saying? So because G had Just Blaze and Kanye. That was the whole deal. I signed to them. They had the producers in house. Their producers was Just Blaze and Kanye West. Kanye West before anybody knew him. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop had that shit in the bag. Like Kanye, and then they grabbed Just Blaze. I remember meeting Just Blaze at the knitting factory, whatever that studio that used to be down here. You know what I'm saying? So, and like Just Blaze, I felt like was way ahead of his time. I felt like he was like the nicest niggas to like a Swiss Beats or Dame Grease at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like them was monsters to me. Like when you heard a Swiss Beats beat, you was like, I got a freestyle over it or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I felt like Just Blaze was like the next best thing next to those type. Like I felt like he was one of those titans. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. You gotta
go back. I was.
no, come on, Bath.
We gotta go back.
Nah, I gotta get at you. I gotta get at him.
Get at me.
All right.
I gotta get at him.
What happened, man? What he
Because like
he said, look at his face.
you was around. You know, you can't downplay the inspiration, man. You can't downplay the influence. You can't downplay that. You just stated in the beginning that you watched him perform the 222. That could be a form of inspiration. Right. And then you were around them. You gotta. It may have affected your career because I read that. I read that. So,
right.
But you know that was a thing. Everybody's compared to somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? And of course, when somebody's at a higher stature, you know they'll get the recognition for something that you may do first. But admitting that, I can see and understand, I may have sound like him or be inspired. It's
inspired
important.
and sounding is two different things.
Okay,
like, I can. What I'm saying is, I was definitely inspired. Who wasn't? But what I'm saying is, I didn't rap like him. I didn't go out to say, you know what, I'm gonna go sound like him or talk like him. I felt like there were other rappers who sounded like him, but I didn't feel like I sounded like him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
So where do you think people got that from, though? Okay? Like, what was the similar? When did you first hear that? You sound like Jay?
I felt like,
what record?
Oh man, what record? I don't even know. Like I felt like let me see. I know I did a song with Just Blaze called "Keeping It Street." That I felt like the flow. It was like dun, 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 like the flow. I think the melody or how we was flowing to the beat kind of sound like You Don't Know. I felt like when Jay had a part and You Don't Know, I'm like, damn, that sound like a little bit like that. But I'm not accusing him of anything. I just felt like I caught that. I was in a bad position. Like I felt like the position I was in, what was I supposed to do? It was like, no matter what I was gonna do, I was gonna sound like him because I wasn't rhyming like Cassidy. I wasn't rhyming like Fabulous. I wasn't rhyming like 50. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to craft and be witty and sarcastic in my flow and style and have that off flow, off beat. And Jay does that a lot. So I could say, inspired, but like sounding, nah. I
don't. So you thought people went too far when they said that you sounded like him?
Yeah. I think they went too far. I think they went too far saying I sounded like him. But I ain't never really trip about it then because I was trying to get away from it. I was just trying to. At that point, I was even avoiding and freestyling over beats that he rapped to because I didn't want that to carry over me like that. It was like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like that affected my career though. I felt like the decision making or the people I was with affected my career. You know what I'm saying? I felt like the situations, a lot of things that happened that affected my career. I don't feel like the Jay-Z comparison did. I don't think it stopped me.
Did you and Jay ever meet in person and conversations?
Yeah, Jay showed me love, man. Like I said, like I was around him. Like I was like, on the shoulders of giants. I was just around, like in the cut, like a fly on the wall. But he definitely acknowledged me. He definitely even told G that he felt like he was really confident in my work. He was like, yo, I think that nigga Bath is nice. I think if y'all do y'all do the right thing, he has the potential to blow. I think him and Fab are next. This was out of his mouth from what I heard from G. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Jay never like played me or nothing like that. He really showed me love. He showed me love. You know what I'm saying? He never like acted like, yo, get out of here, you trying to beat me or nothing like that. He never It was nothing like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was supposed to get on the record. He actually cleared a sample, and I did a record with a Mill that ended up going on Mill's album. You know what I'm saying? That Jay jumped on. You know, Dame was like, you know, I gotta get Jay on this record. You know what I'm saying? And G was like, yo, they want to go with this as a single, and they're gonna give you the credit because, you know, I wrote the song. And, you know, it rocked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was happy because when I heard the song back, I'm like, all right, what Jay gonna do to the song that's gonna change it? You know what I'm saying? Because I was more worried about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna put his whole twist on it? And he did his part. Of course, he wrote his verse, but the hook remained the same. That was my highlight to me. Like, yo, he respect what I wrote. He respect my craft. Yeah, so I never felt like Jay ever tried to play me or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, he showed me love. I felt like they all showed me love. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, Bleak would have me open up for him. I was already on the road. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, shit, man. I mean, I felt like that was solid shit. And do records with me without asking for a dime. I thought that was solid. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me say something real quick. First and foremost, Fats, the governor, he's DJing. It's a guy named Fats the governor. I don't know
that's not wrong. That's wrong. Fats.
Lay DJ. Oh, okay.
His Instagram is never enough. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah,
it's never.
So he's not a DJ though. He's still
rapping.
rapping.
He's definitely not a DJ.
I tried to YouTube him. A DJ came up, Fats the governor. That's what that.
Let me see.
So where did they get that name from? That somebody else got a similar name.
His IG is never enough.
Okay, never enough. All right, that's
yeah,
one.
he's did joints with Rodney Jerkins. He's done a lot. You know.
Shout out to Fats.
Yeah.
The second thing I gotta say is that walk us through the process of when you were rapping, right?
Mm-hmm.
Walk us through the process of when you know that you was making noise and they had eyes on you, where you can, you know, potentially get a deal.
Right.
Like, walk us through that whole stage.
What I was like the whole back in the day when everybody was in ciphers and you would just get your buzz in the street by battling. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it was like you would go to somebody's block and you would have these, like, I got my man Bath and I'm gonna go, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one time my man Bundo from my block took me to Polo Grounds to battle the Rough Riders. Me and my man, I think it was me and Tom Gist went to go battle the Rough Riders. Like, they whole little squad of dead goons, Inf, Cross, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I remember that day was like, I felt like that day stamped me in the street because people was hearing about me. They was hearing me on little freestyles on different mixtapes and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like the Cool Kids, the K Slays, you know what I'm saying? And DJs like that. And then I felt like that gave me my stamp because everybody, like, I wasn't backing down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of in that Rough Rider crew. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it was like, all right, what's up? Like, my man to battle this person, boom, boom, boom. And it was like, then it was supposed to be me and Dragon was supposed to battle. And Drag was in the I don't know how it happened, but it was like Bundo was trying to gas for me and Dragon to battle. And then somehow me and Ja Rule ended up battling in front of the trailer. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was crazy to me because that voice is crazy. So his shit is carrying over me. So I gotta go extra hard. Like, but just for the fact that we was able to, you know, spar or have a verse apiece was big for me. Like, I felt like that stamped me in the street. I felt like everybody started talking about me then. You know what I'm saying? And then it just started spilling over, and then it's like it got kind of crazy. I was just like, then it became a thing where niggas that knew me that felt like, you know, my man Bath is nice. Who you got? And it was like, take me to go battle this person. Take me to go battle that person. Whether it was in Harlem or somewhere else, it was like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's even a story that I seen that about me and Gillie the Kid, and that's real too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we got busy. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean
So-
you got busy? Yeah, G.
Now I was gonna say, so you doing the battles? Like when did the recording the songs come into play?
But hold on, before you answer that real quick, what you mean you got busy with Gillie the Kid? Did he beat you?
Nah.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Bav, come on, bro. Don't do that. If you lost, you lost.
Nah.
It's all right.
Never.
So
Nah.
you beat him.
Definitely. I'm gonna say it like this. Because I know he kind of threw. And I'm only saying this because I feel like I got to Flip, because he said it on somebody's podcast that he flamed me or whatever. He was trying to tell a story. Him and his man Ab Lava was telling a story about me and Gillie having a battle. Me and Gillie battled at Priority. My man Ray was the A&R Priority. You know what I'm saying? Remember, at the time, Ray was also the A&R when Rockefeller was over there before they left. You know what I'm saying? So Ray was like, yo, Bav, this is like during the time I was in the middle. I might have signed my deal with Virgin already. And Ray was like, yo, I want you to battle this kid Gillie, and if he win, I'ma sign him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, I need you as a test. I'm like, all right, whatever. I was just so hyped to just rap. I'm like, whatever. Like, it was just recreation to me. I never heard of him. But we rapped. He threw his shots. I threw my shots. And we kept going. And then Ab Lava threw some lines in there. Joel's threw some, like, it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all got busy for like 2 hours straight, like just rapping. And I know that he never did the deal with Priority, so I don't know if that was. I don't know if that was because of that.
G, chill, G.
Ho-ho-ho.
G, chill, hype,
You know
bro.
what
Get
I'm
out of
saying?
here. First and foremost, is that the time that he said, because he said he battled Joel's too.
Yeah, he said that. He said he flamed me. So here we go. So boom. So G and hip hop were also, they were big and they were doing their thing in the industry. So G brought me to Puff, for me to rhyme for Puff, for me to write for Puff. So I rhymed for Puff, and then one day, this is like, I'm not like, G was like, yo, look, we got a deal on the table. I need you to, stay away from the streets. I need you to just be, be on the up and up. And I got me a job, you know what I'm saying, at the post office, like a temporary job, right? And the Puff had paid. I got a page from Puff from the Daddy's House studio. Mm-hmm. So I called back. I'm like, yo, what's up? And they like, yo, Puff want to speak to you. I get on the phone with Puff. Puff like, yo, it's down here from Philly talking well. Like, he battles you, boom, boom, that he flamed you, so he over there talking. So I'm like, yo, what's up? Puff is like, yo, leave. I say, I'm at work, Puff. Like, he like, yo, leave that shit. Quit your job. I got $5,000 for you. Quit your job. You're not going to make that shit over there in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? He straight front of him. He said some fly rich shit to me. Like, so I'm like, what? 6 months, $5,000? I don't sound right. I can make 4 in a month. Like, I don't know what you're even talking about. So I'm like, he like, yo, leave that shit. Come here. I got $5,000 up for you. I'm like, all right, bet. I quit. Walked off the job. The post office was on 34th. Jumped on the train to go to Daddy's house, which is on 42nd, 43rd, whatever. Mm-hmm. I get to the studio. Gillie wasn't there. So, and I'm like, I said, yo, we already sparred. So I was already ready this time. I was really ready. Like, all right, so now he talking shit. So now I'm thinking of extra shit, like, what I'm going to say or whatever. He wasn't there. I don't know why he wasn't there. Puff was a man of his word. Gave me $5,000 for coming. You know what I'm saying? I never went back to the post office.
But what you mean you was ready this time? That means last time you wasn't ready and Gillie beat you.
I figured you would do that.
Come on, man. Come on, man. It's me, bro.
Nah, bro. Nah, listen.
Talk to me, man.
Me and Gillie, this is what, I'm going to keep it a bean. Mm-hmm. Me and Gillie rap for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, no exaggeration, no cap. There was no judges to say who won or who lost. Of course, he's not going to say he lost. I'm definitely not going to say I lost.
Right.
But I'm not going to go off and go slander him and say I flamed him either. Okay. He know what time it is. Like, he know I get busy. But at the same time, I'm only saying it with this type of energy because I know he went back and said he flamed. He a funny dude anyway. So I'm like, it's funny. You flamed me, but that's not true. Didn't flame me. You know what I'm saying? We battled. We was battling for a deal. I already had a deal. So I don't, you was battling. I don't know if he knew the same situation from Ray, but if anybody know Ray, get Ray to holler at y'all, and Ray will tell you, nah, Bath got busy. Him and Gillie battled for an hour and a half, and he'll tell you who won and who lost.
Who had better bars? What type of bars did he have? What type of flow did he have? He had bars back in the day. Like,
Nah, Gillie is nice. I'ma still be respectful. Gillie is nice. There's a lot of niggas in Philly that was nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna front. Like, I was a big fan of Dutch and Spade, who was a part of his Major Figures crew. I was like, I felt like those were the niggas that was, to me, was the nicest. I was like, them niggas nice. Like, Dutch and Spade got busy. So, I'm never gonna disrespect. Shout out to Philly, because them niggas produce nice rappers. Them niggas produce talent. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, I felt like we both. I felt like we both got busy. But nobody flamed me. I lost one battle, and that was in the Blaze magazine battle. I mean, and I'm confident to say, like, I felt like that was some bullshit. But it is what it is. I took that.
So you feel like you didn't really lose, but it was something that the fight was fixed. What you saying?
I felt like he didn't say nothing to me. I felt like he didn't say nothing that was clever. Like, he wasn't nice. He said I battled Lonnie B, DJ Lonnie B. Right? He was a part of the Super Friends, and he was rapping. I didn't even know he was a DJ. He was on some rap shit in a Blaze battle contest, right? And we battled. I went first. He went second, and he started off by calling me he started talking about my height. I'm like, yo, you ain't but a couple inches taller than me, my nigga. Like, he kept saying it, and it was like, I don't know if he won because he won over the crowd with the punchline, but they gave him the nod. I don't know how the round went, but it was like the beginning of how it was being done, like it was being judged. Like, battles wasn't being judged like that at first. This was just getting in a circle, we go at each other, and whoever didn't have nothing was the loser. Right. You know what I'm saying? We were back. We wasn't doing 3 rounds. We was doing whatever. We would just go.
Right.
And if you say, yo, you got it, I got it. It's just like a fight. If me and you shoot the fair one, and you say, you got it, I got it. It wasn't like nobody was judging who got the most lines in or whatever. And then the streets would take it and run with it and say what they want to say with it at the end of it anyway. But with me and Gillie, we got it in. I don't feel like there was nobody to judge it but Ray, but my manager at the time that was there. You know what I'm saying? So when Gillie said he flamed me, you got to talk to Ray. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody flamed me ever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm watching a video named Seasons. That's Nia in the video with you?
Yeah.
Shout out to Nia, man. It just bugged me out. Yeah, Nia. Look at Nia. Shout out to Nia.
My homie.
Yeah, shout out to Nia. That just bugged me out. But let's go back to that.
Nobody flames you. Now you said nah, I ain't gonna nah. I'm gonna get at him.
Good. Oh, get at me.
You said earlier Ja Rule was overpowering, so he didn't get at you that he didn't smoke you that day at the battle for the cipher.
I don't feel like he smoked me. I felt like I rhymed, he rhymed and then they on my fault. When he rhymed, his voice was loud. I felt like the police broke us up after that. So I don't feel like there was ever anybody to say, yo, Bath lost. But everybody was giving me props because Ja was on. He was on. He was like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's with X and them, Irv got all of them at the DMX video shoot for How's It Going Down. Like, this is right there in Harlem at Rucker Park. So it was pop. It was like 100,000 people out there. It was 10,000 people at least. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. So the police was breaking us up. You know what I'm saying? Breaking the crowds up. But I don't feel like anybody got a chance to judge.
So who gave you the toughest battle or the cipher that you came across? Who was it?
Gillie?
I would say Gillie because we battled for a long time. I give him that. I never really.
I like Bathgate.
I got to keep it a bean. I'm not with all of the shenanigans of, I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do it for clout. I'm doing it because I'm being real. I'm giving y'all the real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt when he said, yo, I flamed him, it was funny because brought it to my attention. Like, yo, Bath, you battled Gillie. I heard about this story. This saying he flamed you. I'm like, flame me. He's lying. He being funny. He being a jokester. You know what I'm saying?
But he was the toughest battle.
I feel like he was the toughest one as far as I can remember. You know what I'm saying?
Was it based off of aggression?
Nah, I think
I know the Philly dudes are, they could be, they have this look in their eyes like they're hungry, like.
Nah, I think I don't think that. I don't even think that.
For real.
I don't think it was an aggression thing. I think that he was slick with it. We both was going at it, and we both didn't stop. Respect. You know what I'm saying? Until it was like, I don't know who stopped. and everybody was just like, all right, we out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that was it. And then Ray was like, yo, all right, Bath, I'm going to hit you up. And I know that for sure. I know the one thing I give Gillie his props about, though, because he was able to go get a deal and get his group a deal. You know what I'm saying? And I got to salute him for doing that, because that was like the hardest thing to do. Like, you had to get on first and be successful to be able to reach back and grab your. And I felt like he kind of brought his simultaneously at the same time. So maybe he didn't get his deal because people was unsure about signing him in major figures. But you know what I'm saying? I know he didn't sign that deal off my watch because I lost. Nah, never.
Right. Yo, I don't like the way you're talking, bro. I don't like the way you're talking. Yo, G, don't hype him, G. Don't hype him, G.
Don't do this to me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So G was, G was asking, like,
let's go.
So walk us to getting a deal. That's what we stopped you to talk about the battle. Walk us to getting a deal. How, like, took us so fats and you
in the street doing
so
ciphers.
It went from, not to cut you off, it went from the street ciphers, battles, to the mixtapes, to me meeting my manager, who was managing a group called the Draft Picks, which was Jewels and my man Malik. They had a group. They had signed, I believe, to Priority. Their first deal, they signed to Priority, the Draft Picks. So I was running around with them too. Like, you know, they would always say, yo, my man Bath is nice. My man Bath is nice. And then I rhymed for their manager, my man John Gatto at the time. You know what I'm saying? But John Gatto was like, yo, I'ma bring you to my man G. You know what I'm saying? I never knew who none of these people were. So I'm like, all right, whatever. At the time I was doing my little thing, whatever. So it was like, you know, he saw me, I was, you know, on the block, chilling my, he was doing our thing, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. He took me in front of G. I rhymed for G. G was like, yo, call hip hop in. Hip hop heard me. And it's just like snowballed from there. Like, it was like, next time I got a call for them, they was like, yo, we going to take Bath to Daddy's House Studio. They was shopping me right there and as we speak. Like, this is what they was doing. Like, they was taking me to different places, and that's how it was. Like, and this is like back in the day when you would go to label
right,
and rap your demo or play your songs, and you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit probably don't even exist no more. You know what I'm saying?
Now, did you see this happening beforehand, or were you just rapping just to be rapping in the streets? You from Harlem? Your friends rap? Or
Nah, I felt like I was rapping to get a deal. I wanted a deal. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I didn't see get a deal right before me, and I felt like this is my chance. To, you know what I'm saying? To be successful, to get away from, you know what I'm saying, from the corner, from get away from those just, you know, wishing I could be on. You know what I'm saying? Because you just, you know, you chilling with your you just wish, and then it was like I said, like my and my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to be able to provide an opportunity for them to be, you know, in a situation where they didn't have to look over their shoulders and worry about police, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted them to have a position to where they was able to get legal money too. You know what I'm saying? So
that's real.
You know
Bath, you was hustling, man.
Yeah, I did my thing.
Cause I noticed, you know, you avoiding that. You was hustling.
Yeah, I'm.
What you hustling, man? Stop playing with me, man.
Yeah, I have.
Who
crack? Didn't?
What you saying, crack?
Listen,
I know you got sons and stuff like that. You know, you was out here in the streets, man.
So mom's listening. He's scared. He don't want to.
Listen, I did what I did then, and that's beyond. That's behind me now. You know what I'm saying?
How much money you was making?
I made a couple dollars.
What you used it for?
Get fresh.
Harlem, typical,
you know
Harlem.
Harlem cabs and chicks. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? I'm going to keep it real. Like, I didn't have to hustle. You know what I'm saying? My parents both worked.
Respect out to your parents.
It was just that I wanted to be, I guess I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be in there with my niggas. I felt like my niggas is doing it. I might as well do it. And plus, we idolized the niggas that would drive past us in the cars, and was, you know, we saw that firsthand. We saw the from every gangster y'all can ever talk about. We was seeing that shit, you know, little boys. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, it was crazy. It's like, you know, it's just what it was. It's just what it was, man.
In retrospect, do you wish that, you know, you like, do you regret doing that, like hustling and stuff? Do you regret?
Yeah.
Like I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to. Regret in retrospect. Can you explain why, like to the youths and stuff, like why you might have regretted?
I regret it because my first time ever getting in trouble when it came down to drugs was a petty weed charge, but it was the look on my mother's face that bothered me. The tears of seeing me come out to school in handcuffs. Like they did that on purpose because they had me in a little holding room. They would have one like juvenile, like when you get caught by truancy, they would have you like in this room with a guidance counselor, whatever, and y'all would sit there until the police came or whatever the situation was. And me and my man G was in there, and it's crazy because I don't know what happened with G, but G ended up it really going in and out of jail from there. But we was in there together, and I remember like we wasn't handcuffed or nothing, and the police brought me down, and when they brought me down, right before they got me outside, they put the handcuffs on me, and I thought like at first I thought they was doing that because they was they didn't want me to run, but it was like I go to school here. It's nothing. It's you know what I'm saying. I already told them, look, I smoke it. You know what I'm saying. Whatever. I was already hip to the ins and out. Like, yo, listen, I smoke weed. Well, it was 5 bags of weed. I mean, 5 or 6 bags of weed. It wasn't really nothing much, but I had a couple dollars on me. That's all it was. So them putting the handcuffs on me was the part that bothered me because my mother was there and she was outside, and when she saw me getting handcuffed, she broke down, and that fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? Then for a moment she was like, so I got a slap on the wrist. Community service, nothing. I'm not about to say, yeah, I did this, I did that. That shit is corny. My mother she was just like, yo, you gotta go. So I left. She put me outside, put my clothes in a garbage bag, one of them big black hefty joints, and I carried that joint from 124th and 7th to 133rd in Amsterdam. Went to my grandmother's house to stay with my grandmother, and lived with my grandmother ever since. You know what I'm saying? Because my mother was like, it was tough love. She was done with it. She was done with, you know what I'm saying? I was playing ball, so it was like, I'm fucking up now. Now here I go. I'm good 9th, 10th, and now going into the 11th grade, here I go start fucking up. So she was just like, she was done with it. But I think not going to jail was my way of saying, all right, well, I can still do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was like, it wasn't a part of me. It wasn't about me giving up at that moment. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean.
I could tell it bothered you though. Her mama loved you.
Yeah, it bothered me.
We could see it in your whole demeanor that it bothered you. Going back to that, so I see why you didn't want to, and I respect that. And, I'm not trying to, bring up old wounds. I could tell that it bothered you. What did Pop say when that whole thing happened?
Don't sit down and pee. He said, yo, I'm not coming to get you out of jail. And if you got to go to jail and do some time, don't sit down and pee.
He told you that?
He told me that, verbatim.
Wow.
And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So, but when I think back, he was just telling me, look, you get tested, you're going to have to stand up for yourself. Don't be in there and be no coward. Don't go in there and be no victim. You know what I'm saying? You got to do time. You got to do time the right way. Don't sit down and pee. Like, I guess that was his way of saying don't put no more on my name. You know what I'm saying? But do that as a man, and you got to grow up now. It's time to grow up. So grow up.
How long did mom, like while you were living with grandma, like when did she start to forgive and talk, like, me
and my mom's, when I was young, we used to have an on and off relationship as far as like, she was always my mother, and all my friends, she would try to be their mothers too. Like, even though they had their mothers, but she would always try to mother the block. You know what I'm saying? Parent the block. But we always was cool. We just got closer as I got older because now I started remembering the shit that she was telling me. It made sense to me then. It didn't make sense to me back then. You know what I'm saying? So back then I was just like, I mean, we would bump heads. She would tell him, I think she knew what I was getting into, but she just couldn't stomach it or stomach to she couldn't figure it out, you know what I'm saying? Because of the way I was doing things at the time. But, and then that had his moment where I came across to a crossroad and was like, all right, what you gonna do? I think the problem where I kind of fell back into that dark space is when the deal and everything went left. When everything went bad and I had no money, and it was like I only went back to know what I knew how to do. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get that. Yeah, we
You know
don't
what I
get that. Yeah, don't skip greatness. Don't skip greatness. Go ahead, G. My fault. G. Sorry, G. You know, because you can lie. I like the way he tells stories, man. You know, he brings you into it. So pardon me. I know you would want to know how he got the deal. Like, did you? So they took you to Puffy, and G. That's how you. They took you to Daddy house, and then
All right.
did the deal. Yeah.
So back in the day, like I said, we went from the streets. We went to the A&Rs. We would rhyme for them, and we would play our music. We would play the demos or whatever. I had recorded like 3 songs or 4 songs with Just Blaze. I had like a little demo or whatever. And then I had a little bidding war. And at the time, I think Elektra decided to sign Fabulous. Trackmasters signed 50. And I signed to Virgin. Now, I thought I was gonna sign to Bad Boy because I was writing for Puff at the time. I was working with Puff, and Puff had this group of these young kids that he had me writing for. I don't remember these kids' name, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm thinking I'm gonna sign to Bad Boy because I was running around with Harv and Nasheem Merritt, and they were starting their own imprint or whatever. They wanted me to sign to that, but G and hip hop was like, nah, like, you know what I'm saying? You already signed to ours. If you're not gonna sign straight to Bad Boy, it don't make sense to do. You know what I'm saying? So at the time, I forgot what Harv P and them was offering me, but it wasn't a deal with Bad Boy directly. It was like, this is what our company gonna be called. You're gonna sign to us, boom, boom, and we're gonna give you $10,000. It was something like that. It was something like that was crazy, and I was just like, when G, and maybe G was trying to, you know, take me to, no, you ain't gonna sign that because it's $10,000. But at that time, I was like, I had a couple dollars. I thought $10,000. I'm like, that ain't enough for me to sign a music deal. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I felt like I had $10,000. I felt like I can go get $10,000. So I was like, nah, I wasn't with that. And then Puff was already giving me checks too for the group that I was working with and whatever I did for him. So at the end of the day, I was like, I'm already starting to get checks. $10,000 ain't enough. Like, that's not enough for me to sign. And I don't mean no disrespect by saying this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just keeping it real with y'all.
You know your worth, though.
I know my worth.
Yeah.
So G was like, yo, Virgin is offering this. They offering, I think it was like $350,000 from my budget. And they was offering me $60,000 up front. I was just like, yo, let's go. I mean, what else we need? And they was like, yo, and they giving you like creative control. And that was big for me too, because I would hear the stories about artists who couldn't craft the way they wanted to craft.
Exactly.
And I was worried because signing to Virgin, I knew that Virgin was known for rock and roll and pop. They had, you know what I'm saying, like Janet Jackson. I didn't think they didn't have no rap. You know what I'm saying? The closest they got to hip hop was the Nerds, NERD, you know what I'm saying? And they wasn't really doing what I felt, you know, I didn't think was hip hop at that time. They were fired, you know what I'm saying? And they signed Khalees. So I was like, yo, let's just go do the deal with Virgin. At that point, I was like, let's just do the deal. And I signed the deal. You know what I mean?
Now, what was the first record that went for you over there?
It probably was the That record, the Bump That record. You know what I'm saying? I think we dropped other records in between, or little records for the mixtapes or whatever. But
that was the one though.
That was the one. That record came to me from Clue and Duro.
Really?
And yeah. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I hated it. I hated it. I was just like, I didn't see the vision. And G was like, nah, you need to do something where it's a little different than your format of just a 16 and hook, 16 4-bar hook or 8-bar hook or whatever. And it was like, you gotta like have like a statement, like say something, like. And he was like, dun dun, and he was just coming with I ain't gonna front. He kind of came up with a melody a little bit. And as I'm sitting in the car with G, in front of Quad studio, everything we was in front of Quad or one of them joints, and I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm tired of riffing and tripping. Nah, fuck that. And he was like, do that, like do that. And I wrote the shit right there in the car. I was writing in the car. By the time I got back home, I already had it. So next day we set up time, and I recorded it. And I was still unsure of it. Like I'm still not really sure. Like it's not what I would normally do.
Right.
But I ran with it because I trusted them. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
dope.
trusted them. You know
So, real quick, what was the records that you wrote? Are you able to talk about that? Or
What?
no?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I worked on records. What you talking about with Puff?
Puff
Or-
and that Mill, what's the name of them?
I don't know what the group was. They was like 10-year-old boys, like they was kids, and I was writing for them. And
Was
it was
that
like,
was that a B5?
nah, it wasn't.
Was B5 a part of?
It wasn't an
was
R&B
whatever?
group.
Okay.
They were rappers. So I was writing rap music for them. I also co-wrote on a song that Puff used. One of my verses for was shit. It was one of them joints, man. It was one of the joints that Mark Curry wrote too. I think Mark Curry was on that. His name was on that shit too. But we worked on songs that ended up being on the Forever album. What's the album that he was in the snakeskin on the beach with R. Kelly? That's the Forever album?
I don't know.
It's one of them joints, man. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what no R.
Yeah,
Kelly
okay.
right now.
Nah, I mean, I didn't want to bring that man into it, but you know.
Yeah.
But-
what's the record with Emil? You don't remember that?
Oh,
one?
the record I wrote for Emil was called That's Right.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Satisfy
Right.
You? You want that one with Diddy?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, girl. That one?
He had like used some bars or whatever, but he gave me a writer's credit on that. I never got like a publishing check though, but whatever. What's new?
So oh damn, what's new?
No, I'm saying like
slow down,
no,
bad.
I'm saying
Get
like
at you.
I don't mean like that. I mean like
You opening doors.
yeah, you right.
Yeah, you know that. I'm gonna elaborate. I want you to open it. Open the door, but
Let me chill.
so
Nah, I'm just being sarcastic because I felt like I got jerked. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So,
let's talk. We're gonna get into that, but let's talk about the what happened after the that record.
as far as like,
What was that record? You recorded it. What was the reaction to that record?
the reaction was good. Like, it was really good. It was, I swear I didn't expect it to be that good. The video, we shot 2 videos for it, but we ended up using I forgot, damn, who's the director? J. Jesse Smith, I think it was. We ended up using his video. It was fun. Clue came out. Dress from Black Sheep came out. It was really cool. Like, it was really my first, real big music video. The first one was like shot in a studio, and it didn't feel like my video. It felt like they was trying to recreate something that they saw Mace do or something like that. It was like the colors was like, it didn't go with the song, so we didn't go with that look. But yeah, like they started working the song. I started going around, just going to different cities to promote it. You know what I mean? Virgin started flying me out here and there and to promote it. I went on a little tour it's sponsored by NBA Hoop It Up. Back in the day, it was the NBA Hoop It Up tournament. It was like a 3-on-3 tournament and Slim Jim, pause. And I went out and I was performing on that joint, and it was pretty much, that was the summer of 01, and kind of like spun out of control, like good and then bad, like really quick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Walk us through it. Like, what do you mean good and bad? So the record was moving.
it was moving. It was on High 97. It was on different stations. It was on college radio. It was like the video. It was good. And then I got the look to go on tour with Flex, and it was just really. It just got really crazy. Like, no, the Flex. Pardon me. The Flex thing happened later. The summer 01 kind of threw me out of whack because, as you know, I was signed to Virgin Records, and Aaliyah died. So when Aaliyah passed away, everything on the urban department kind of was on freeze because they was trying to figure out, that was their biggest urban act. You know what I'm saying? They had to, to deal with her family and them. And I remember G and them saying, We're trying to figure out what the next move is or whatever. So we kind of was like froze on that one record. And then it happened with Mariah Carey. And then it was like,
What happened with her?
like when she got the 100 million from Virgin and all that. This is all like, I feel like Aaliyah probably passed away in like August, right? Of summer of '01. And we were still working on our record, but now we're working our record on our own, right? I did a record with DJ S&S that we was planning on dropping next, but we was on hold because it was like everything was on freeze. We didn't have the staff to work the record or whatever. G and them was like, yo, we just trying to figure out the whole thing with Aaliyah's passing. And then a little time went by, as the song and video started to die out a little bit. It was like, all right, we need to figure out what's our next move. And then we got a word from Virgin that they had fired or let go the whole urban department. And it was like, because they was going through a suit with Mariah Carey. You know what I'm saying? Because they gave her all this money up front, and Aaliyah dying hurt them, so they was trying to get some of that money back. So I was just like, got caught up in the crossfire. So, Pharrell and them already broke out. They like, all right, they did the smart move, took their brand and Khalees on their own. And G and them was trying to figure out a landing spot for us. You know what I'm saying? So we started, working the record I did with DJ S&S called Let's Go. And it kind of just kept going downward. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we didn't have the staff to really work a record. We didn't have the video to come back. And it was just like, it was a lot of shit that was going on. It was a lot of bad decisions after that. But it was like, that summer really threw it off. Like the whole, even like the whole 9/11 happened. While I was on that NBA Hoop It Up tour. And we had a show at Chelsea Piers. I remember that we came back from LA from the 10th. We got back late that night. And that morning, this whole shit happened. My show got canceled at Chelsea Piers. I never got a chance to do that shit. It was crazy. And just everything just started going downward after that.
Wow.
And then it was just like, now we was pretty much like stuck. From what I was being told, we was pretty much stuck on Virgin Records until we found somebody that was willing to pick us up. So it was just a process it was a whole moment where we was just trying to shop my music to other labels. Like, all right, look, we got this going. Just Blaze is doing this for Jay-Z. He's on the Blueprint album. Boom, 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 boom. Kanye West is doing it. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to use their chips to give me leverage to get a new deal. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was going to sign to Elektra, but, they wasn't feeling me. They was like, yo, we feel like, why should we sign Bath when we already got Fabulous? And they kind of like the same artist, like as far as look and style, they kind of like the same act. So it'd be redundant to sign Bath over here. And then it just kept getting crazier and crazier. And then, you want me to keep going?
Of course.
So then I remember my manager saying, we got a meeting with DreamWorks. So we flew out to Beverly Hills, went out to meet with the staff at DreamWorks, and DreamWorks is ready to give me a deal. And it just happened that this is at the height of also a Dipset. So Cam has got his Dipset movement popping now too. So now I'm thinking, all right, it's a lot. It's a lot. So in the process, Cam was going to have me be under the Dipset imprint, right? But he was going to be like a consultant for my project. So he would get paid to consult. I don't know how he worded that. But anyway, he was the consultant for my project. I was going to be on Dipset, DreamWorks. Everything was good. DreamWorks is already talking to me about a publishing deal. This is the first time I ever heard of a publishing deal. They offered me $375,000 for my pockets. I get half up front, half when I turn in the album. And I'm like, we already 9 songs in on the album. We good. Like, I'm thinking this is gonna be good. And then I got a call from G. Don't sign the deal. We owe Virgin Records $100,000. And I'm like, all right, well, let's pay him. Like, they giving me $375 for my publishing. They offer me $120 for my advance. I was like, well, I'll give him my buck. I just want to have a deal. I don't want to. I heard the horror stories of rappers being shelved or stuck, or you know what I'm saying. I'm seeing this happen simultaneously. So I'm like, yo, let's just go. And for whatever reason, the connection with me and G stopped, and like I stopped hearing from G, and next thing I know, I started hearing Kanye's Through the Wire, boom, and that was it. I never heard from G again. G pursued with Kanye, and left me for dead. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hold on. Whoa.
It's a lot. This is a lot.
Whoa.
I went through a lot, bro.
This is a lot.
Hold on. Let's be careful what we say. Now, we need to go through this process before we say. First of all, because I know the people gonna say in the comments, "Flip, you wasn't there. Shut up. You wasn't there, Flip. How you gonna tell this man?" Listen, what I'm saying. Pull the mic closer if you're gonna sit back. Yeah, I'm gonna hear you. You knew G was working with Kanye.
Of course, we working with them. We always working with
them together.
Yeah.
Did you and G, just to say, because I don't want to just put out there that G just left me stranded, because when you talk, you can feel the passion. You talk with emotion in your face. So that's why I'll think like, damn, G messed up. But let's slow down. Were you and G having disagreements? Were you not listening to G when he gave you advice?
I did everything G told me to do. Everything. If G said don't sign, I didn't sign.
Right.
I even told my manager, I would find out, tell G I'm willing to give up my advance because I knew I was going to still have 20 left and the publishing deal was going to be signed when we turned in the album. So I was like, let's just walk away clean. I didn't know what was going on. You got to think. Also, 2001, 2002, I'm 21 years old. I'm fresh off the block. I have no idea about a lot of shit. We'll get into later as well. Like, I felt like I talked to G like family. Like, I was like, like as a mentor, I looked up to him like, you guys helped what I got going at Rockefeller. I seen all this shit evolve and bloom. So I'm thinking I'm in good hands no matter what. I never really talked business or dealt with business when it came to hip hop. And hip hop's brother was my road manager. So I thought I was in good hands all the way through. And at the end of the day, I felt like I'm not going to not say nothing today because of these relationships. At the end of the day, I've reached out to G during this time, after this time, just to find out what's going on. Why you not even responding to my calls? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I knew that Kanye had gotten into an accident during this time. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing I know, I'm hearing from my manager, Kanye dropping a record with his mouth is wide, and that blew. And the first people he shot out is G and Hop. So I'm like, oh, all right. I'm still thinking I'm good because I felt like if Kanye blow, it's still good because it's still an opportunity for me to still win because I'm with G and Hop. So if G and Hop win, I should win too. You know what I'm saying? But
you feel like G did you dirty?
I feel like G did me dirty, yeah.
What's his name? G what?
G Roberson.
G Roberson. You feel like G Roberson did you dirty?
Yeah, I feel like he did me dirty. You know how many times where, listen, man, like I had look at me, frown at me because I didn't take an approach that we felt was necessary to take an approach when it came to that situation. But I felt like, I just been in my grandmother's house. It's been, I can't approach it like this yet. I gotta figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
So you knew G in the beginning stage before he managed Nicki and Wayne and all of them?
Before that. Way before that.
So you knew G in the beginning stage, but how close? You're not over blemishing the relationship with G. You and G were close.
We were close. I felt like we was close. Like, this is who I talked to. I started talking to G more than I talked to my managers most at that time because it was like G was my guy that we would create. Like, we would take me to Just Blaze's house. We built the studio in Just Blaze's house when he used to live downtown on Gold Street. So we had a studio and then he always was taking me to the studio. Like, we going to Just Blaze to record. Whether it was a Just Blaze beat or a Kanye West beat or whoever beat, it was like, this is what we recording at. This is before baseline. This is before any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And me and him would talk all the time. It was like, I would call him like, yo, for advice, you know what I'm saying? Because during this wait, I got everybody looking at me like, yo, what's up, when you dropping? Now I got to keep hearing that shit. So it's like, I felt like I started to get depressed because of it. It was like, yo, I can't even figure out what's going on. It feel like nothing it's feel like it's just going left. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is that it was going left.
Right.
G, he just dropped off the face of the earth. But he was taking you everywhere. Y'all was going to the studio. Y'all was working together. Did he let you know? Did he sell you false dreams? Did he say, yo, we gonna go? Did he sell you that, or you assumed that? Because it's two different things.
The last thing I heard from G, I believe, I don't know if we was on a 3-way call, me, him, and my manager John, was we're gonna make a counter offer to DreamWorks. I said, all right. So I'm trusting in y'all because I signed to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I was young when y'all got me. You know what I'm saying? I was 19, 18 years old. I never even had a bank account at this time. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting all this information. So I was dealing with G for everything. Like, yo, this when I got my deal, my check, I signed my check to them and they gave me the cash. You know what I'm saying? This was then my mom's just like, yo, boy, open a bank account. You know what I'm saying? But I'm so used to having just cash around. I was ignorant to this whole setup, this whole process. But I would always go to G for everything. Like, and me and G was spending so much time together, whether it was going to the studio or hearing new beats, or we would just speak all the time. He would give me the rundown. What's the play? What's the play, G? Like, you know what I'm saying? So me and my people was like, yo, if, what's going on? Like, we got to run down on something? Like, nah, not G. G is family. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's where I went wrong. I was young. I mistaked business for personal, and I made a bad decision of not doing things the way I should have did. And you know what I'm saying? In hindsight, I should have hired my own lawyer. I should have did all this. I did all this blindly. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got this from me? All right, cool. Sign here, boom. Bye, bye, boom. You know what I'm saying? All I had at the moment, during that time, was my song was on National Security, the Martin Lawrence movie. But after that, it was just like, it was crickets. It was quiet. You know what I'm saying? Then I got the word from G and them, yo, tell Bath to fall back from the mixtapes right now because we're trying to get him a deal. We don't want him to oversaturate himself and keep giving out freestyles. I'm like, what? That shit didn't make any sense to me. This is what I got from my manager. Like, yo, fall back. We just gonna chill for a second while we eyeing this thing out. And then I didn't hear nothing from him. Then I started reaching out to my manager, like, yo, what's up with G? Did G get any word? Like, what's the word? Where we going next? What's the word? And then he was like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna try to get in contact with this nigga. I'm like, try? Since when did you have to try? Like, it's never been that way. So, I think it was when DreamWorks fell back. That's when it fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, that was my hope. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom's was like, yo, my mom's had bought a house. And she was like, yo, I'm telling you, they got this lot up here by my house. Get that money, buy this land, and sit on it. You're going to make money. I'm like, Mom, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But I was young and, you know what I'm saying? Young and stupid. So I'm like, yo, whatever. She's like, I'm telling you, you can do that before you even go look for a house. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be straight. This is the move. This is the play. And I called to check with them. It's like, yo, what's up? I want to do this and do that. What's up with this deal? What's up with DreamWorks? And they was like, I don't know. And then I took it upon myself because I had one of the A&Rs. I forgot his name. I had his number. I reached out to him like, yo, what's up? What's going on? He was just like, yo, we decided to go in another direction. And I was just like, he's like, yo, your boys, they didn't want to do the deal. I'm like, why? You know what I'm saying? So for years, I didn't know why they didn't want to do this deal and why I can't get a response, a call back. So I'm like, yo, so I met my boy Malik, who used to be an intern at MTV. He do like the, videography and all that stuff. And Malik is like, yo, I got this guy, this attorney that I've done business with. He's a entertainment lawyer. I'm like, all right, bet. I get with this entertainment lawyer named Dwayne Harley, and Dwayne Harley finds out that there's missing monies that never came to me. And then I found out there was monies that was mailed to this man's parents' house that I never got. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of shit, yo. Then it got crazy, and then it was like, all right, now I'm on a point like, yo, it's one thing you just saying, all right, I'm gonna go with, if you made a business decision to go with Kanye and say, all right, I can't get Bath a deal, to say that, like, yo, it's not working, I'm gonna just go forward with Kanye, and that'd be that. And that'd have been cool. I'd have had my closure. I was still gonna go. I wasn't gonna stop. But y'all kind of like sabotaged me in a way about doing that. And then that's cool. I can accept that too. I could make these decisions I'm a grown man. I should be making better decisions. Fuck it. You fall, you get back up, and you figure it out. But when I hear that the missing monies is on the way here and there, then it's like, all right, something ain't right. Like, I'm already down. What you still killing me? You taking the money? You up? Like, I can't believe it. So I'm like, nah, it don't make no sense. These got Kanye blew. This and this happened. This is years and years going on. Like, this is him. Now they at Atlantic, and I'm speaking to different people at Atlantic. Like, yo, can I get in contact with G? Like, yo, this is Bathgate. He know me. I'm just, you know me. I was his artist. It's to the point where I had to stop. I felt like I was begging, and I had to stop. Like that, man. Like, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew he knew what time it was, or something was wrong, because my man who worked in the hospital saw G at the hospital. No exaggeration. Yo, what's up? I'm such and such. I'm Bath man. Boom, 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 boom. It was like, oh yeah, you Bath man. How Bath doing? Your Bath good. I was on the phone with him. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna call him right now. My man Young called me. Yo, Bath, G at my job right now. I'm like, word? And this when he worked at the hospital, it used to be St. Luke's. I'm like, word? I bet. Me and a couple of my met downstairs. I'm about to catch a cab. He called me back. This is 5-10 minutes later, like, gone. And that's why I knew. I said, damn, yo, what did I do for that? You know what I'm saying? He don't know. Even though my is on a different type of, they on go, I was still trying to hold on to, like, nah, that's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would he do me like that? I would expect that to happen from, you know, it's not the street. This is illegal. This legal shit. Why do that to me? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, at this point, it's like, and then that shit right there blackballed me. You know what I'm saying? Because now G is at Atlantic. He's an exec. And now everywhere I go after that is like, well, you was signed to G in hip hop. They're execs at Atlantic. Why you just don't go over there? And I'm trying to figure out, I don't know. I mean, we just not doing business no more. I think that was turning labels off. And I feel like that kind of kept me from getting another deal, because nobody wanted to sign me because they couldn't figure out why G and them didn't want to sign you. And then I started hearing labels say, well, I had one label, I think it was somebody was interested. I don't know if it was Koch or whatever. They was interested in me, and they like, yo, we can't do this deal because you owe Virgin money. I'm like, here's this shit that happened with DreamWorks. So I'm thinking this is what it is. But when Dwayne Harley found out, he get on the case, he finds out that Bath don't owe Virgin Records nothing. G and hip hop owed Virgin Records the money. So I'm thinking like, damn. So that's why y'all jetted. It's $100,000. Y'all was walking in the money. Y'all hit gold on Kanye. Y'all hit the lotto. So I just couldn't understand it, and I felt like the fact that we had such a tight bond and relationship, I felt like they didn't have to do me like that. They felt like they did me dirty and left me for dead. And I spiraled out. I went to a dark space. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, you know what I mean? It was bad. It was bad. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I want to talk about the dark space, but before we get into that, I want to just, because that's, so G Roberson, no,
it's hard to believe.
He jerked you.
Jerked me. Yeah, I feel like he jerked me. It's a fact.
You had no disconnect with him? Y'all always was on good terms, and you listen to everything that he
Always.
said. Nothing bad. What about hip hop? Hip hop, you don't blame hip hop, do you?
Nah, I don't blame hip hop because me and hip hop never dealt with each other, so we never got close to deal with each other as friends. We never dealt with each other like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was close with his brother, his younger brother. You know what I'm saying? So me and Shy was
Your road
close.
manager, you said.
Yeah, my road manager Shalik. You know what I'm saying? Is Biggs and hip hop brother. So Shy was just like, yo, man, you just gotta keep pushing, man. Like he, just gotta keep pushing. It ain't nothing you can really do about it right now, but just keep pushing and just get back to work. And that's what I tried to do.
How much money did they take from you that was going to the mom house? Was it light? Was it?
I don't know, bro. I felt like I was on Clue Professional 2. I think that went platinum. I wrote a joint and did a joint with Trina on a Diamond Princess. I think that went platinum. The national security movie licensing fee. I didn't even get a license. I didn't even get a licensing fee. That check was cut. That's the check that I found that was sent to his parents. The licensing fee. But I don't know if maybe I don't know if I signed something that was binding that they got the money, but I didn't understand why the money went there, not to me. You know what I'm saying? But
so you didn't do investigation to see how much was owed to you, like how much they kept from you. You didn't. The lawyer didn't.
Yeah,
get that.
he did. So what the problem was, the companies would say that they couldn't specify how much was. They just knew that it was checks that was sent out already. Like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So quarterly checks. So my lawyer was able to recover $24,000 from me. So whatever was beyond that 24, I never seen, never heard of. Somebody cashed those checks. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it was tough. It was tough for me, man, because I felt like for the first time I really felt like a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I didn't want to approach G or hip hop on that type of time. One, hip hop, me and him wasn't really personal like that. We spoke, we cordial, you know what I'm saying? But I was, he was doing his own thing, whatever he was doing. But me and G had a tight relationship, so I felt really betrayed by it. And I felt like conflicted because on one hand, I'm thinking something gotta happen, something gotta give. But on the other hand, I felt away. I felt like, nah, I just can't. I didn't want nothing to happen to him, you know what I'm saying, at the same time. But
And something could have happened to him.
something definitely could have happened to him.
So let me ask you an honest question, because I want to get into the dark space. That's very, as far as like, I want to talk about that. But let me ask you a question. What would you, if you had a chance to talk to G now? Because I'm going to be honest,
Yeah.
like, if you look at you can see that this bothered
Yeah,
you.
it is,
You know what I'm saying? And you don't look like you, to be honest, like, I feel your pain. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, 100%.
like, I feel your pain. What would you want to know from G? Like, what's the questions that you would want answered, or are you past that?
No, I mean, now I'm past that because I had to come to some sort of peace because, like I said, my dark time, I went through so much and I was just so humiliated by not succeeding. And I watched my peers blow. I watched Fab blow. I watched 50 blow. I watched Kiss and them blow. I watched these guys grow in their solo careers. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think, we all, me, Fab, and 50, you're talking about 20 years in the game, and I lost that. You know what I'm saying? I had to watch from afar and watch them succeed. And at one point, I gotta admit that I was salty about it. I would say, yeah, I was mad, I was hating, I was upset. I was like, why me? So the one thing I would ask G was like, why, yo, what did I do? Could you at least pick up the phone and say, yo, Bath, look, this is what I got for you. I got a job for you. I'm gonna bring you in. We in hip hop execs at Atlantic. We got paid. We doing this. We millionaires. I'm gonna hire you. Maybe you can be a consultant, or maybe you can do. I wasn't on those streets. Ride with him. I wasn't like I was looking for him to take his head off. Did my want to? Yeah, of course, because they see I'm hurt. They see that I'm passionate about it, and I'm conflicted because I'm telling like, nah, just chill. You know what I'm saying? And niggas wanted to go at other niggas that had nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? That I had to say, nah, he don't got nothing to do with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is on G. Like I dealt with G business. I dealt with G on the personal. This is on G. G can at least answer the phone and say, look, I'm sorry, bro, it just didn't work. But this is what I can do. He can say that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then I still would have said, yo, so what happened with that money? And I was still on the up and up, man to man. I wasn't on it like when I see him, it's, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't on it. I wasn't on it like that because I was still conflicted. I was conflicted by it. Like, I just couldn't see myself bringing that man harm. But the longer it went and progressed, yeah, I've thought about it, yeah. I've questioned a lot of stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was really on the verge of it calling it quits, literally, you know what I'm saying? And then it made me hate music. It made me hate doing it. Like, I tell niggas all the time that see me, like, yo, bro, I love it, but y'all don't understand what I went through. That shit pushed me away. It turned me off. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean call it quits? You talking about life?
Life. I felt that at one point. You know what I'm saying? It was, I felt that.
It got like that dark for you?
It got that dark. Listen. Remember I told y'all the story about the post office, right? Mm-hmm. Post office was one of my first job. You know what I'm saying? So when that dark time happened, one of my older guys that I used to be outside hustling with was like, yo, listen, we can go back to the post office and get a job.
Yeah, I'm listening.
And I was even considering it. He was like, yo, just go do this. Go apply. Go to this place and go apply. I'm sitting in this place. I'm like, yo, it's crazy. And as I'm waiting for my turn to fill out the paperwork or whatever, I hear some people behind me chuckling. And I was just like, these niggas better not be laughing at me, B. You know what I'm saying? But I felt that. Maybe they could have been laughing at something they had personally. But I was so ashamed because I felt like that. Here I go. You saw me on TV. Now I'm in here looking for a job. Nah, B, that's not how it was supposed to go. So I ended up going back to the street. I ended up going back to hustling. You know what I'm saying? And it came all the way full circle, like to the day, you know what I'm saying, my grandmother passed away. I was still in it, at it, like, fuck rap, I'm doing this. This is what's out. This is what's, giving me money. Like, enough. I couldn't face the public. I was insecure. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is real. Like, I'm being 100% real. I was so insecure that I was like, yo, y'all ain't gonna respect me going to get a job and get a legal gig. But here I'm on this corner, everybody showing me love. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that was what it was. And for a minute, I believed that. So I stayed on the corner. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. I still did my raps and shit like that because my wanted me to. My wanted me to be more. They wanted me to be successful. They wanted that more than I did at one point. Because I was just on I was on a dark space, and I was just like, man, I'm gonna get what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get it how I get it. You know what I'm saying? And
yo, so you were in the game for a while at that point. Before that point, I'm pretty sure you came across, different artists, execs. Right. Nobody tried to reach back during your dark time to try to pull you out of that dark time.
Nah. When I was in a dark time and shit wasn't working, the artists that I knew wasn't doing none of that. One of my mans that I knew from the street, that when he came home, I took him with me. We did shows, we did this, and when I needed like a favor, he was just like, here, my man fronted me some work. Here, let's split this in half with me, and let's get money. And that's where I went. You know what I'm saying? It was that. It was just survive. You know what I mean? I couldn't deal with the humiliation no more. I couldn't deal with how people saw me. So I believe that if you saw me then, G Money, on the street and was like, yo, Bath, what's up when your album coming out? I'm like, yo, soon, I'm working on some new shit. I felt like I just had to keep saying that. It's just to in passing. I just had to keep doing that. And that shit was eating at me, you know what I'm saying? Because there was no music produced. There was nothing coming out. There was no albums coming out. You know what I'm saying? Fab was probably 5-6 albums in. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, I was even though I was happy to see these succeed, because these are all these from my class.
Right.
But I was still like, damn, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? It was dark. 50 became a super millionaire during that time. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, and my was trying to push me back, like, yo, this could be you too. Like, what's up? But it just wasn't. It just wasn't for me at that moment. At that moment.
Who took you out the dark space? What helped you get out? Because when you thinking, I never been there, so I can't. But when you're thinking about committing suicide, when you think that far, what stopped you?
My boy Ron, one of my best friends, my brother.
How close were you, if you don't mind getting into that?
Oh man, like we started. That's how we started from the Sandlot. Like this is, my mom's knew his father growing up. Like this, we all from the same projects. Like we started doing music together. Me, him, and my man Grams. We started doing it together. Like so, it was him because my boy Ron is always like, he's a positive person. You know what I'm saying? So I never really seen him get broken or shaken by anything that happens. Like he figures out a way to figure it out. And I remember talking to him like yo, B, like I love y'all, but I'm done with it. Like I'm done with it. Like I'm sorry. And I remember him telling me like, no, like, and crying with me on the phone like, nah, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I would say he saved me. He gave me hope to go back in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Just to get in the studio back with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's real.
I don't mean to bring this back up, but like, how close were you to, going there? Like, how close were you? Was like a thought? Like, were you making attempts?
I didn't make an attempt. I wouldn't say I made an attempt, but I definitely had nights where I had that gun in my hand. You know what I'm saying? Definitely nights where I had that gun in my hand. You know what I'm saying? Like when I think about, the artist that was, that had died, the $500,000 and cats like that, I felt like maybe they was going through this dark moment too. Like I felt that, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was definitely nights where I had that in my hand. You know what I'm saying? And it was moments like that. But, I guess, with just my support group, man, like my bros, man, like my boy Ron, my boy Pony, and my boy Star, like just my boy Rich, my boy Young. Those guys was just in my corner, and it helped me survive it. And then it was just like, for a minute I was just like, all right, I'm done with this shit. And then I started doing it again. But I felt like they was the help. They was the help that I needed. My boy Ron really helped me get through that dark moment.
Shout out to shout out to your boys and stuff, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Man, you got me all emotional, man.
My fault, man. I'm sorry to take it there, man.
Nah. I can see it, man. I can see it on your face. You getting a little emotional as well. Like
man. Like,
that's heavy, man.
That stuff is, man.
That's heavy, bro.
Man.
Yeah.
That's.
This is the first time anybody ever, like, shed a light tear on the show, man.
Yeah.
Second time. Who was the first?
Lil Mama.
Lil Mama shed a tear.
Word.
Yeah.
While back.
They were first,
While
man.
back, first,
but look,
Nah,
I feel it, bro.
I need a break. I need to step away for a second.
All right, sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a restaurant.
Yeah, straight back.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely appreciate you being open with us. You know what I mean? Like I definitely.
No doubt.
Like we was just talking just now, and we was just trying to figure out, like, like we was talking behind the scenes, and we were just trying to figure out. Because usually, I don't know if you're familiar with the show, but I really go hard on people.
Yeah. I see.
Like G Money was like, yo, for the first time you actually believe him. Like you talk with a lot of passion, and I definitely want to get the message out there because not to have closure. Little things for me when I don't have closure bothered me.
Right.
For you, for a whole career change, like, yo, homie, what happened? I was missing money.
Right.
I was a part of this and you guys just left me out, or you left me out. Like, what happened? No closure. I feel your pain, and that's the crazy thing. I'm always on the opposing side, but I can't on this one.
Nah,
because
it's different.
I feel it. I see it in your eyes. I felt it. I saw it.
Especially when you build a rapport with somebody. I'm saying, like, you said this guy was like your mentor.
My mentor.
You know what I'm saying? So for that to go sour is just like, with no closure. You kind of left in the air. It's just like what like you said, what happened?
Yeah.
And so what happened? Who else you felt did you dirty though? Was it just G or like? Cause I know you said something. I don't think you said something earlier when we was talking about Puff. You had said a line like we was talking about the check, and I said don't go there and stuff like that. You was like, yeah.
No,
Like,
I'm just saying.
I
I didn't do no real. I don't feel like Puff did anything bad to me, and I don't
Okay.
like that, and I don't like that, or Harv, or none of them like that. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like, in this game, when you put your blood, sweat, and tears into something, and you never get a chance to really get the chance to see it blossoming into anything and see anything from it, and and it's like, so I was just like talking shit. Like, I just felt like, it's out there that a lot of ain't get paid this or that, paid that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I was writing for Puff, Puff used to, I ran into Puff one time at a video shoot where it was him and Loon and Pharrell, and Puff was like, yo, you owe me, like, like, he would tease me about it, like, yo, you still owe me for a couple songs or whatever, and I'd be like, yo, just let me know when, like, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't feel like he owed me either, but I do feel like I wish I could have used one of them publishing checks, be like, you know what I'm saying, at that moment, because when I was down, nobody really knew. Like, I never let that show. I tried to hide it, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, you learn that in the street. Like, you learn to survive, man. Like, you learn how to shield that shit. You learn how to disguise it, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, and then if I let it show, it's a form of weakness, and people are going to attack it. They're going to they make fun of it, you know what I'm saying? I know it's a cat that it's always been like a hater, and he always, I heard somebody tell me, he said that it's over for Bath or whatever, and I'm like, it's over when I say it's over. But at the end of the day, you couldn't live through what I went through. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even get that close, so you're never gonna understand what I went through. And if I choose to stop because I got 2 kids, so I'm putting more focus into my children, that's honorable. But you is so caught up in the shenanigans, y'all not really understanding that. I was brought up by kings. I was raised by kings, so I'm gonna do honorable shit. And if my son wants to play basketball, then I'm gonna make sure that I'm there for him to play basketball. I'm gonna help him train. I'm gonna do all this. That's who I am. That's how I was raised to be. You know what I'm saying? So, as long as I can keep him away from making any of the mistakes that I made, because I kind of like have survivor's remorse. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of didn't survive or didn't handle that or didn't, they went to jail or they spent their lives in and out of prison, or some are not here because their actions in the street.
Right.
And I deal with that too. I carry that. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna take away, and I'm being focused. I'm focusing more on my career and not being there for my sons, and my sons get introduced to the street, because just like me, you know what I'm saying, I had both my parents, they got both their parents, you know what I'm saying? So let me not, and it was still able for me to slip up, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want them to slip up and it don't work the way it worked out for me, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean?
Sorry, real quick, G. Did you push people away when you was in this dark space? Did you push people away?
I think my energy did. I think, some people that couldn't really relate felt that my energy was just dark. It was just negative. You know what I'm saying? And I think maybe that pushed people away. Or when people thought I should have been ready to do certain things, get in the studio, record, rap in front of, and I wasn't ready, I think that pushed certain people away. You know what I'm saying? But, they didn't deal with it that I had to deal with. You know what I mean? So they not gonna really understand. At this point, I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? At this point.
So, what happens next now? Like, after your man takes you out of the dark space, you feeling better now, energy's better now. When do you start getting back into the music and really going hard with the music stuff again?
I feel like I did it on and off for a short period, and then I took a long period of just a drought of not doing anything. And then I got then me and my boy Ron, we had came together. We had other artists that we rock with that's in our crew and our clique. That I remember when my man Easy was rhyming for us in the studio. My man Ron got a studio in his crib, and Easy had rapped for me, and I was just like, yo, welcome to our fraternity. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, yo, we should start like a crew of, artists, like a group, like on some Wu-Tang or some Fuji's type shit, where it's like we put together like a group. You know what I'm saying? So we put together a group called the Fraternity. And that kind of like gave me, that hope again. Because it was like now I could just do music on my time, on how I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And my boy Ron is so dope. He's gonna Chris Paul the whole thing and run the point on it. Right. And it was just easy for me to just like kind of like work my way back in. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because now I'm inspired. I'm hyped. He's inspiring me. So let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Then we had my man Terry. He another dope lyricist. You know what I'm saying? Crystal's female singer, really dope. And we just had this and my boy Swag. And we just really had this group setting, and we was just like really like creating fire. And it was like I felt good about music again, you know what I'm saying? So but that came like really like later, but it helped a lot, you know what I'm saying?
So you shot a video during your wedding day or something like that?
Yeah. So I thought it was a cool idea. We had a song on the fraternity project called Nobody Else. And I thought it was cool that I said, you know what, I'm getting married. Let's use the wedding, and got the videographer to shoot a video at my wedding with this footage and, flip it. So not only did he shoot my wedding video, he shot that video, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I just thought it was like a good way to knock out two birds with one stone.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question. Tell us about your family, the boys. You married, right?
Yeah, I'm married.
Tell us about the boys and stuff.
Yeah, my boys, man, like I got an 11-year-old son named Justin, who plays basketball. You know what I'm saying? He plays for his AAU team, Millbank.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he get busy, and my youngest son is Landon. He's 1 year old. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. And shout out to the queen holding them down. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the queen.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the queen.
Did any rappers that you came up with, seen you and, showed you love when they seen you?
Yeah. Everybody. I mean, Loom, everybody from Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Everybody from Harlem. My man Black Rob, before he, I just seen Black Rob not too long ago.
Really?
That's my who else? I mean, everybody. I mean, Murder Mook, Low Deluxe. I still, I ran into them a few times. Charlie Clips. I still run into cats that I used to be in the ciphers with or did freestyles with or whatever. DJs still show me love. I'm still active in that part, like where, they just show me love. Like they just, like I'm the OG, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? Like, what's good, Bath? Like, and that's, to me, it's good for me. My man, Lil S&S, you know what I'm saying? I've always been, that's my guy. I've always been in his ear, like, yo, you super talented. Just keep your foot on their neck. Just keep going. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's good to see him, starting to really blossom into his own, like really, really starting to really, get his flowers. He's a talented kid.
Facts.
And he from my backyard, he from my hood. You know what I'm saying?
You think you still got it?
Come on, B.
G.
Chill, man. Chill, man.
Time. Let's go. Talk to him, Bath.
You think you still got it?
I still write. I still, like I said, man, I'm working on a new project with Ron Browse, and I'm working on a project with Straight Bangers. I got the album I did with Straight Bangers called Grand Opening. That's on iTunes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm still getting to it. Like, my oldest son just told me, I was just like, yo, Just, you want daddy to get back in the studio? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, wow. He was like, yo, I want you to still pursue your dreams too. Don't just focus on mine. And I was just that was real, you know what I'm saying? So, I make time for it when when I can, when I should. But, I'm still getting into it. I'm getting back into my bag.
But do you still got it, though?
Yeah, I still got it. Yeah, I still got it.
You want to battle him or something? What you want to do, man?
I just want to make sure he's...
I'm not. Nah, I still do my thing.
So, what do you want to happen next? People gonna see. People gonna see this, and they're gonna have their opinion. Some gonna be surprised. I'm pretty sure some gonna be like, "What do you want to happen next?"
I just want to inspire. You know what I'm saying? Like, most importantly, I want to be the spark. I want independent artists coming up, especially from where I'm from, to see and know, like, all right, Bath did this. Let me not do it this way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Bath worked hard on his craft. Let me work harder. You know what I'm saying? I just want to inspire. I want to motivate. My wife is kind of, actually my wife and my friends was talking to me that I should, write a book. So I'm also thinking about doing that. I just want to inspire and motivate. You know what I mean? And I still want to do music on my own time. I mean, and still put out music and inspire. I said, yo. And if the money and everything come with it, then that's the icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? As long as I can inspire and, motivate my people to still work hard at what they love, I did my part. I gave back. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. I just really want to inspire, man.
You know what, man?
Well, it's
he cool, man.
He cool, man.
Yo.
Don't do
He
my
cool,
thing.
man.
You can't take my thing on the show, man.
G, yeah.
I got one job.
Cool, man. Nah, G. I felt it, man. He cool, G.
You can't take my...
G.
Is this the first person you gave that he cool?
Yeah. He cool. Nah, I felt it, yo. He took my soul, G. Pause, man. Japan.
I got to holler at Basco, man. I don't think it's in the contract for you to take my lines on the show. I don't know if that's legal. Is that?
Cause you've been shocking me the last couple episodes, like yo,
Nah, I was waiting, man. He been had to he cool, man. Just he had it's all right. It's all right. I'm gonna let you stamp it, man.
Sure?
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
He cool, man.
Hey, cool. Yeah. Yo, man. Come on. Yo, first and foremost, is there anything that we didn't touch on that you wanna, I think that the way you ended it was perfect. But is there anything that you would want to say that we didn't touch on?
I mean, just everybody that's inspiring to be in this music game. I've been saying this for years. We at a point where we really don't need the record companies like that. We don't really need a record deal. You know what I'm saying? If you get one that's behind you and you that's the way you want to flow, then that's the way you flow. But know your worth. Hire your own attorney. And just make the music. Don't conform to make music that everybody else is making. Do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Be comfortable in your own skin, like, you know what I'm saying? And inspire, give back. Find your way to give back as well. Like, give back and inspire, and push and motivate, man. Let's push growth instead of ghosts, man. I know that, like.
I should have waited for that. He cool right there, man. See, I know it.
A lot of us is like we in a different direction right now as far as what we stamping, and we allowing non-valid niggas to be successful. And because we're conditioned to idolize and push certain shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So we're from the street. A lot of us is all from the street, so a lot of us look at the street stars, as the superstars. So if that's all you have, if all you know about is a Rich Porter, then that's what you're gonna inspire to be. You know what I'm saying? But we don't, y'all don't know what they was thinking in their time. You know what I'm saying? At their time, they was doing their thing, but they was doing their thing out of survival. They just was making a lot of money of it. You know what I'm saying? But real OGs is gonna tell you fam, I did this. I made these mistakes. I know it's a better way. You got talent. You can still be successful and take that same hustle mindset into something else. You know what I'm saying? So when I say, it's time to push growth instead of ghosts, I think we're still trying to remake what we saw or what we heard. You know what I'm saying? It's like, at some point we gotta start letting guys rest in peace, and let the past be the past. It's how you gonna make it now to where you provide a better life for your children. What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't no 401k in the street. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no retirement. It's either you can't be at it part time. It ain't like you can be successful at it part time. It's either you in it or you not. Don't be in it because this is telling you to do this, but he really not in it. You know what I'm saying? And he put in jail that's really living the life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't get caught up in following, you know what I mean, for clout. Like, do what you feel is real, and do what you need to do to support and represent your family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hustle for your last name, like my man Dame say. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick, before we end it, tell us about your sister. You had a sister that passed away?
Yeah. I lost my sister to breast cancer. Okay. She fought with it for 9 years, stage 4, and she was real huge in my life. She was the one that would, no pun intended, would talk me off the edge. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime she got too thick, too heavy for me, she would be the one that'd be like, "You can do it, y'all. You can do it." You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was a tough one for me.
Rest in peace. Well,
yeah,
get
rest
your
in peace.
Social media out. And...
Yeah, man. Like, I gotta make sure I get everything right, because
sure.
I'm the type that will say the wrong shit. So, my IG is the real Bathgate. My Twitter is I am Bathgate, and Facebook is Bathgate, I believe. You know what I'm saying? And just look out for new music. Like I said, I got EP coming with straight bangers called Nobody's Innocent.
Ron Brow's joint, you said?
And Ron Brow's joint.
Shout out to Ron Brow's.
Called Celebrated Failures. You know what I'm saying? So I said that here on Flip the Script, so nobody take my titles. I'm good with titles, you know what I'm saying? I know niggas be stealing shit, but what it is what it is. And just, and support, man. Support your people, man. That's it.
Post one time for Blackballed, man.
Harlem, you already know.
This is one of the ones for me.
Now this one, they can't say I'm biased on this one. Like this is still this is Harlem, but this was a really good.
This is one of the ones for me.
One of the ones for you?
Yeah,
appreciate that, bro.
It's just on a different scale.
Yes.
So, first and foremost, let me shout out Bino for putting the Bathgate bug in my ear. Shout out to Bino.
Shout out to Bino. I good looking, Bino.
Shout out to Bino, man. Official, man.
Bino, what up?
He got on the phone. It was me, him, and shout out to Shatik too. And they was telling me like, nah, Flip, like you got to get Bathgate on. And when they was talking to me and we pulled it up, and I'm like, oh man, like, all right, cool. And this is one of the ones. So I want to thank those two brothers. My brother Bino, my brother Shatik. Thank you,
of course,
and thank you, man.
No doubt.
And
thank you.
this is one of the ones for me.
That's dope.
On the emotional standpoint, I felt that's just one of the ones. Yeah,
respect it.
Sign out, G.
Yeah, man, we out of here. Dope episode. Make sure you follow the pages at Flip the Script Pod, at DJ G Money 156, at Queens Flip with a Z. Get out of here, man. You was talking my outro and my he cool. This I've got to put basketball. Where you at, man?
Picky Eater episode.
Picky Eater is out right now.
Yeah.
Episode 2 is out. Look, it's doing really good.
Yes,
I'm excited.
Round of applause for yourself. Round of applause for yourself,
2
man.
times on episode.
No. Round of applause, man. I think that the thing is, man, the thing is, man, you coming into your own, man. Like to see that, bro. Like as a guy that been with you for years and knowing the behind the scenes, man, like, watching Picky Eater, man, how it was shot, how everything was put together, man, this great quality of work and something that you put together And you can, you know, I gotta take my hat off, man. I gotta take my hat off, man.
So
you have a
good.
vision, man. Well, no, you know, my hairline look crazy. You remember you used to slap my? I used to get mad at you.
Yeah,
You don't do that. But no, man, you doing your thing, man. I want to salute you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Feels nice, man. You know, it feels good to put a project out and you put work behind it, and you know, just to see it come together the way that, you know, all the pieces. You know what I'm saying? It feels nice, man.
Subscribers jumping up as well.
Yeah.
I used to have a lot of meetings with you about subscribers
Yes,
on YouTube. And
yes,
stuff.
you did,
You know, of
you know.
course, a
There we go,
narcissistic guy like myself have to get some credit somewhere, man. I could have just let you. No, you're doing your thing, man. And honestly, I'm extremely proud, and I can't wait to see episode 3. And you know, real talk. I really want to say that I was watching it. I'm reading the comments. I'm looking at the engagement on Instagram, like, and I'm sitting back like, man, I'm proud.
Thank you.
I'm proud, and I feel like with Picky Eater being pushed and taking it to new heights, I feel like it can go somewhere that we don't even see it going, or
Yeah.
we can't imagine, or we could just wish where it going. I feel like it's going where we wish things would go when we got situations.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. You know,
Yeah,
so,
hopefully get your business right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's Queens Flip, man. URLTV.tv.
Yeah.
Shout out to Smack and URL, man. Classic event. Summer Madness
Shout out to
10
Smack, B.
was amazing. It was an amazing event. I'm extremely proud to say the URLTV.tv and everything, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I'm at. They allowed me to use their platform in the beginning stages after I wrote a book, and I also didn't know how to figure it out, and the Smack allowed me to use his platform to build the quiet room, etc., etc. But it's Queens Flip, man. Classic episode to me.
Classic.
One of my top 3. You know what I mean? To me, because of just for other reasons, not for the reasons that of the back and forth. It's just none of that. It was just, you know, to feel the emotion. You know, it takes a lot for a man to tear up and get up during the interview. It takes a lot, and I salute it. I salute him for allowing himself to be open to us, you know, because when I read the notes, and shout out to Michelle, you know, I didn't see anything about what he was saying. I don't think he even got into too much details, and it's an honor that you allowed us to share your story.
Dope, man.
I mean, shout out to Basco, shout out to Ebach,
Yeah.
shout out to Michelle, 1 time, Mighty 2 time, woo woo, pull over that ass too fat. I was too far. It is. No, I was too far again.
Oh man.
Still, I'm joking. I was too far. Lock your doors, close your windows, close your blinds, open your blinds. If you see a nigga like Bathgate on your lawn, put it away. He don't mean no harm. Let him in. Sit down. Get some tea. Because y'all be crying all night long. I'm from Queens.
Yo, Beth. That shit crazy.